Donald! Chuck the Pre's in the house. Kevin's in the house. John is in the house. Nice to see everybody here so far. Looks like Kevin and Chuck has chimed in at the 10:29 mark. You gotta type something in there quick there, John, if you want to make it into the drawing. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I have 10:30 there. I think I'm feeling generous today. I'll give it to you, John, since you were chatting in earlier. And let me get caught up on all the chat here. Looks like John started at 10 o'clock. He said, hi, how much for the season tickets? Yeah, I thought you guys might get a crack out of that one. Just keeping the chat warm. Ready to go, Donald. 10:14. 10:20 says, minus 10 minutes. There we go. John Fishman, 8:08 and heartbreak. It's 5 somewhere. One day I'm going to do the biography of Donald Blomdahl on my channel. I'd like to see you get the content for that one there, John. That would be cool. Kevin said, laugh out loud. Might even find some scandalous conspiracles in his closet. We could only hope. Laugh out loud. In the early 90s, Donald voted for Bill. That is probably the conspiracy. That would be the extent of it for sure, although I don't think he could have done that. Donald! Hello, everyone. Enter Sandman. Yeah, we're going to be a minute or two late today, but that's okay. We're having fun in the chat already before I even went live. Kevin says, hey, Chuck. Chuck says, hey, Kevin. So let me get Kevin and Chuck and John into the Wheel of Names, since were the ones popping in early here. Let's see, I can get Kevin right here. He was the last one from last Saturday. So let me get Kevin in here first. And then let me get John in here. And then Chuck Dupree. All right. So just to give you a heads up there, Chuck, I am getting a package together for you. Just so you do know, since you're going to help me out with my 70s cards I need. I might have to do a delay. We'll see how things go. I've got 1 or 2 orders coming in here for some of my mystery bag packaging stuff. So if I get everything done in time, I might still be able to release it on this Saturday for my mystery bags. I'll have to see how many of those I could get ready between now and then. But if not, I might delay it until maybe like Columbus Day or something. But we will see. Can I tell them anything interesting today about today? And then Kevin says, oh, I don't know. Maybe that the president and Biden's going to be debating tonight? Not that anybody cares about that in the channel, probably. Sure. Kevin says, can I tell them? And Chuck says, sure. Don't know what's going on for sure, but hey, Chuck, anything interesting about today, September 29th? All right. So in case you haven't figured it out, we're doing the baseball player biography of Mariano Rivera. And I think Chuck and Kevin will be glad to know a little bit more information about Mariano Rivera when I get into his biography today. Hopefully everybody might have a clue or have an idea of what I'm talking about Mariano Rivera. Now we're waiting in suspense. Oh, it's Chuck's birthday today. Oh my word. Chuck, it's your birthday today? I might have to sing happy birthday to you. I'll have to see if the guys in the chat that I can tell that are here, the guys in the chat, says there's three people watching, so that must be Kevin and Chuck and John and me. Rivera is in my Christian ball player PC. Exactly. See, I'm surprised Kevin didn't pick up on that one. But I'm thinking Kevin probably didn't know. And Mariano Rivera is a Hall of Famer. He is a Hall of Famer. But I'm going to, before I do get into my biography for Mariano Rivera, I did want to point out, of course, you probably already saw them, that I have these two cards here from Topps Archives. That's the set I'm currently working on. Going to just move these front and center here. We'll go through some of these are the other cards that I have in my Hall of Fame. This one I took out of my book for my base set. I just got his Project 2020 card that has a cross that says Jesus Saves. Hold on just a second there. I almost forgot about that one. Almost forgot about that one. Now that you mentioned that, Chuck. Now that you mentioned that one. That's the one you're talking about, Chuck, right there. Hopefully everybody can see that one. There, I'll put it right like that. If Donald is looking for a card, it might be a while. Nope, it didn't take me too long. There we go. Philippians 4:13. Jesus saves. Notice anything on the bottom here? It says just dawn. Just dawn. Hey, Donald has one too. Yeah, I've been picking up some of the ones that I want to pick up for the Topps 2020. The real Don Juan. There you go. All right, just dawn. All right, but let's sing. I'm going to go ahead and do it whether Chuck wants. Now that I know it's Chuck's birthday, and I'll just do one of my silliness things on the show and just happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chuck. Happy birthday to you. With many more forevermore. And don't mind me, I'm just a silly goose. Happy birthday, Chuck. Kevin spilled the beans, so you can't blame nobody but Kevin. Thank you, brothers. Anytime, Chuck. All right. Get everybody awake there in the background that's lurking, maybe. All right. But without further ado, we are going to get into Mariano Rivera's. I almost forgot about this. I'm glad Chuck mentioned that. And I'm like, oh yeah, wait, I got that one in my stack in the back here. I got that one in the stack in the back here. So I figured I might as well break that one out, right? Actually, here, hold on. Let me put Sandman over here, since that's the key cards for this one. Let me put this one right there. There. That's a good spot for that one right there. I'll just let my eyes be lurking about on the bottom there on my sticker. All right. Donald, are you ready for the debate tonight? Oh, yes, I'm looking forward to that. Got to tune in at 5:45 p.m. just before. I'll be watching it on OAN, One America News Network, OANN. I guess their actual acronym is OANN. One America News Network. All right, so let me get ready on my side here and get into Mariano Rivera's biography for today. All right. So Mariano Rivera was born November 29th, 1969, and is a Pan-American former professional baseball player who played 19 seasons in Major League Baseball for the New York Yankees from 1995 to 2013, nicknamed Mo and Sandman. Don't let me get going on that. Stick to your content, Wandall. He spent most of his career as a relief pitcher and served as the Yankees closer for 17 seasons, a 13 all-time All-Star and 5-time World Series champion. He is MLB's career leader in saves with 652 and games finished 952. Rivera won 5 American League Rolaids Relief Man Awards and 3 Delivery Man of the Year awards, and he finished in the top 3 in voting for the American League Cy Young Award 4 times. He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame as part of its class of 2019 and his first year of eligibility, and was the first player ever to be elected unanimously by the Baseball Writers Association of America. Raised in a modest Panamanian fishing village of Puerto Camito, Rivera was an amateur player until he was signed by the Yankees organization in 1990. He debuted in the major leagues in 1995 as a starting pitcher, before permanently converting to a relief pitcher late in his rookie year. After a breakthrough season in 1996 as a setup man, he became the Yankees closer in 1997. In the following seasons, he established himself as one of baseball's top relievers, leading the major leagues in saves. In 1999, 2001, and 2004, Rivera primarily threw a sharp-moving mid-90s mile-per-hour cut fastball that frequently broke hitters' bats and earned him a reputation as one of the league's toughest pitchers to hit, with his presence at the end of the game signaled by his foreboding entrance song, Enter the Sandman. Rivera was a key contributor to the Yankees' success in the late 1990s and early 2000s. An accomplished postseason performer, he was named the 1999 World Series Most Valuable Player and the 2003 American League Championship Series MVP, and he holds several postseason records, including the lowest earned run average of .70 and most saves with 42. All right, so Rivera is regarded as one of the most dominant relievers in Major League history, pitching with a longevity and consistency uncommon to the closer role. He saved at least 25 games in 15 consecutive seasons and posted an ERA under 2.00 in 11 seasons, both which are records. His career 2.21 ERA and 1.00 WHIP are the lowest in the live ball era among qualified pitchers. Fellow players credited him with popularizing the cut fastball across the major leagues. Along with his signature pitch, Rivera was known for his precise control, smooth pitching motion, and composure on the field. In 2013, the Yankees retired his uniform number 42 as he led the major league players to wear the number full-time. Following its league-wide retirement in honor of Jackie Robinson in 2014, MLB named its American League Reliever of the Year award in Rivera's honor. A devout Christian, he has been involved in charitable causes and the religious community through the Mariano Rivera Foundation. For his philanthropy, Rivera received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian award in the United States, in September of 2019. Let me pop in the chat real quick. I love OAN. Just discovered them recently. There we go. One America News. That answers my question. I was wondering if Sandman referred to Metallica's song. I carry pocket sand for self-defense. I will watch the debate on CNN. Oh no, the Communist Network News. Sorry, that's what I call CNN, John. The Communist Network News. All right, let me refresh the chat real quick here so I know I'm caught up to that point. And now we will move into the early life for Mariano Rivera. Mariano Rivera was born in Panama City, Panama. Again, on November 29th, 1969, to Mariano Rivera Palacios and Delilah Giron. Rivera has one older sister, Dalia, and two younger brothers, Alvaro and Geraldo. Is it Geraldo, maybe? I'm probably saying it wrong. Kevin will correct me. Supported by Mariano Sr.'s job as captain of a fishing boat. The family lived in Puerto Camito, a Panamanian fishing village that Rivera described as poor. As a young man, Rivera played soccer and baseball with his friends on the beach during low tide. Soccer was his favorite sport, and Pele his favorite athlete. For baseball games, they substituted cardboard milk cartons for gloves and tree branches for bats, and they fashioned balls by taping wads of shredded fishing net. Rivera used a makeshift equipment until his father bought him his first leather glove when he was 12 years old. Speaking about his youth, Rivera said that although he stayed out of trouble, he was hanging with the wrong people. All right. Rivera attended Escuela Victoriano Chacon for elementary school and La Escuela Secundaria Pedro Pablo Sanchez for his secondary education, but he dropped out in 9th grade. At age 16, he began to learn the fishing trade by working on a commercial boat captained by his father, catching sardines. Rivera, who worked 6 days a week year-round, called the job extremely hard and was more interested in becoming a mechanic. He spent 3 years learning the fishing trade, saving money he earned in hope of opening an automobile repair shop. 2 incidents on his father's boat further validated his doubts about fishing as a career in 1988. Rivera's uncle Miguel was lashed by an unsecured rope that shot off a hydraulic mechanism, and a month later he died from his injuries. About a year later, at age 19, Rivera was forced to abandon his father's ship after it began capsizing due to a malfunctioning water pump and an overweight load of fish. Rivera continued to play sports during his teenage years, but eventually quit soccer around age 17 after a series of ankle-knee injuries. Consequently, he shifted his attention to baseball, though he considered it a hobby rather than a potential profession. At age 18, Rivera joined the Panama Oeste Vaqueros, a local amateur baseball team, as a utility player. Scout Herb Rayburn watched him play shortstop in a 1988 baseball tournament, but did not project him to be a major leaguer. A year later, Panama Oeste's pitcher performed so poorly in a playoff game that Rivera was asked to replace him, and despite no experience at the position, he pitched well. Teammates Claudino Hernandez and Emilio Galles consequently contacted Chico Heron, a scout for the New York Yankees. 2 weeks after his pitching debut, Rivera was invited to a Yankee tryout camp run by Heron in Panama City. Rayburn, who had returned to Panama to scout as the Yankees' director of Latin American operations, received a tip about Rivera. Rayburn was surprised to hear he had switched positions, but decided to watch him throw. Although Rivera had no formal pitching training, weighing just 155 pounds, he threw only 85 to 87 miles per hour. Rayburn was impressed by his athleticism and smooth, effortless pitching motion. Viewing Rivera as raw talent, Rayburn signed the amateur free agent to a contract with the Yankees organization on February 17, 1990. The contract included a signing bonus of $2,500, according to a Major League Baseball records. All right. Just kidding. Okay. Kevin's car collecting and more retracted. 2 chats. You okay there, Kevin? Or was it a typo? All right. Professional baseball career. Minor leagues, 1990 to 1995. After signing his contract, Rivera, who spoke no English and had never left home, flew to the United States and reported to the Gulf Coast League Yankees, a rookie-level minor league affiliate of the New York Yankees. Feeling lonely and homesick, he wrote home to his parents often, as they did not have access to telephones in Puerto Camito. At that point in his career, scouts considered Rivera to be a fringe prospect at best, but he made progress with a strong 1990 season for the GCL Yankees. Pitching mostly in relief, he allowed only 24 base runners and 1 earned run in 52 innings, a 0.17 earned run average. The team permitted Rivera to start the season's final game in order for him to accumulate enough innings pitched to qualify for the league's ERA title, which carried a $500 bonus. His subsequent 7-inning no-hitter put him on the map with the organization, according to manager Glenn Sherlock. In the offseason, Rivera returned to Panama, where a tip from him to Rayburn led to the Yankees signing a promising local 16-year-old Rivera's cousin, Ruben Rivera. In 1991, Mariano was promoted to the Class A level Greensboro Hornets of the South Atlantic League, where he started 15 of 29 games in which he pitched. Despite a 4-9 win-loss record, he recorded a 2.75 ERA in 114 and 2/3 innings, pitched and struck out 123 batters while walking 36. New York Yankees manager Buck Showalter took notice of Rivera's strong strike-to-walk ratio, calling it impressive in any league and saying, "This guy is going to make it." A minor league scout for the Cincinnati Reds filed a report that season describing Rivera as follows: long arms with slender, strong body, loose actions, will change in velocity, maturity is a question, consistency is a question, consistency will need to be maintained to improve and advance. It was Spanish translation, but irrelevant now. Okay. I figured I was probably pronouncing some of those names incorrectly anyway, so it does not surprise me. In 1992, Rivera was promoted to the Class A advanced level Fort Lauderdale Yankees of the Florida State League, but missed the first third of the season with elbow stiffness. He started 10 games for Fort Lauderdale, compiling a 5.3 win-loss record and a 2.28 ERA while walking only 5 batters in 59 and a third innings pitched. Ultimately, Rivera was sidelined after suffering damage to the ulnar collateral ligament in his right elbow. The injury was attributed to him snapping his wrist during his throwing motion in an attempt to improve the movement of his slider. Rivera underwent elbow surgery on August 27, 1992, leading to concerns that he would be out through the 1993 season. Contrary to popular belief, the operation was not Tommy John surgery. Rivera's surgeon, Frank Jobe, determined that ligament replacement was not necessary and instead repaired the frayed UCL. Rivera was unprotected by the Yankees in the MLB's 1992 expansion draft, which filled rosters for 2 expansion teams with Florida Marlins and Colorado Rockies. At one point in the draft, the Marlins general manager Dave Dombrowski was planning to select Rivera with his next pick, but after the Rockies chose Yankees Brad Asmus, the Yankees were shielded from losing any more players. Rivera went undrafted. During Rivera's rehabilitation, he played catch with former Yankees pitcher Whitey Ford and Ron Guidry, and faced batting practice from his minor league pitching coach, former pitcher Hoyt Wilhelm. After recuperating, Rivera pitched an abbreviated 93 season for the rookie-level Yankees and Class A Greensboro, which was kept on a limited pitch count. Hornets shortstop Derek Jeter, who would later be Rivera's teammate in the major leagues, kept track of his number of pitches during games. In 12 starts, Rivera recorded a 2.08 ERA, walking 16 batters in 43 and a third innings pitched. Watching him recover, the Hornets' official scorer, O.G.I. Overman, was not optimistic about Rivera's future, saying, "I thought he was on a one-way trip to nowhere." Rivera began the 1994 season with the Class A advanced level Tampa Yankees of the FSL, the Florida State League. In June, he was promoted to the Double-A level Albany Colony Yankees of the Eastern League, followed by a promotion to the Triple-A level Columbus Clippers of the International League in July. Rivera finished his season with a 10-2 record and a 3.09 ERA overall, but he struggled in Columbus, recording a 5.1 ERA in 6 starts. At the start of the 95 season, he was ranked the 9th best prospect in the Yankees organization by sports magazine Baseball America. By contrast, Rivera's highly touted cousin, Ruben, was ranked 2nd best prospect in the entire sport. Mariano's pitching repertoire primarily consisted of fastballs at the time, with a slider and a changeup as secondary pitches. He began the 1995 season with Columbus, pitching to a 1-1 record and a 1.50 ERA in 4 starts. So then we move into the major leagues, 1995 through 1997. After being called up to the major leagues on May 16, 1995, Rivera made his debut for the New York Yankees on May 23rd against the California Angels, starting in place of injured pitcher Jimmy Key. Rivera allowed 5 earned runs in 3 1/3 innings pitched in a 10-0 loss. He struggled through his first 4 major league starts, posting a 10.2 ERA. As a result, he was demoted to Columbus on June 11th. As a 25-year-old rookie, Just 3 years removed from major arm surgery, Rivera did not have a guaranteed spot in the Yankees organization. Management considered trading him to the Detroit Tigers for starter David Wells. While recovering from a sore shoulder in the minor leagues, Rivera pitched a no-hit shutout in a rain-shortened 5-inning start on June 26. Reports from the game indicated that his pitches had reached 95 to 96 miles per hour, about 6 miles per hour faster than his previous average velocity. Rivera attributes his inexplicable improvement to God. Yankees general manager Gene Michael was skeptical of the reports until verifying the Columbus's radar gun was not faulty and that another team's scout had taken the same measurements. Afterwards, he ended any trade negotiations involving Rivera. On July 4th, in his first start back in the major leagues, Rivera pitched 8 scoreless innings against the Chicago White Sox, allowing just 2 hits while striking out 11 batters. In 5 subsequent starts, he was unable to match his success from that game. After a brief demotion to Columbus in August, Rivera made one last start in the major leagues in September before he was moved to the Yankees bullpen. Overall, he finished his first major league season with a 5.3 record and a 5.51 ERA in 10 starts and 9 relief outings. His performance in the American League Division Series against the Seattle Mariners, in which he pitched 5 1/3 scoreless innings of relief, convinced Yankees management to keep him and convert him to a relief pitcher the following season. Whoop, my socks. All right. Rivera was nearly traded to the 1996 season to address the Yankees' depleted depth at the shortstop position. Owner George Steinbrenner considered an offer to send Rivera to the Mariners in exchange for shortstop Felix Fermin. Would have been nice if we would have got Rivera. But Yankees management convinced Steinbrenner to instead entrust the position to rookie Derek Jeter. In 1996, Rivera served primarily as a setup pitcher, typically pitching in the 7th and 8th innings of the games before closer John Wetland pitched in the 9th. Their effectiveness as a team helped the Yankees win 70 to 73 games that season when leading after 6 innings. Over a stretch of games between April 19th and May 21st, Rivera pitched 26 consecutive scoreless innings, including 15 consecutive hitless innings. During the streak, he recorded his first save in May 17th game against the Angels. Rivera finished that regular season with a 2.09 ERA and 107 2/3 innings pitched, and set a Yankees single-season record for strikeouts by a reliever with 130. BaseballReference.com calculated his value to the Yankees that year to be 5.0 wins above replacement, a figure no reliever has surpassed in a single season since. And then in the postseason, he allowed just 1 earned run in 14 1/3 innings pitched, helping the Yankees advance to and win the 1996 World Series against the Atlanta Braves. It was the franchise's first World Series championship since 1978. In MLB's annual awards voting by the Baseball Writers Association of America, Rivera finished in 12th place for the American League Most Valuable Player and 3rd for American League Cy Young Award, which is given to the league's best pitcher. Commentator and former player Tim McCarver wrote that the Yankees revolutionized baseball that year with Rivera, a middle reliever who should have been on the All-Star team and who was a legitimate MVP candidate. Yankees management decided not to re-sign Wetland in the offseason, opting instead to replace him with Rivera as the team's closer. In April 1997, MLB retired the uniform number 42 league-wide to honor the 50th anniversary of Jackie Robinson breaking the baseball color line. Although Rivera was among 13 players allowed to keep the number per a grandfather clause, Rivera's transition from setup man to closer in 1997 was not seamless. He blew 3 of his first 6 save opportunities and indicated that he was initially uncomfortable in the role. With reassurance from manager Joe Torre, Rivera settled into the 9th inning role, and he earned his first first All-Star selection with 27 saves and a 1.96 ERA at the midseason break. In the 1997 All-Star game, he pitched a perfect 9th inning to collect his first save in an All-Star game. That summer, he added a cut fastball to his pitching repertoire after accidentally discovering how to throw the pitch. Rivera finished the regular season with 43 saves and 52 opportunities with a 1.88 ERA. His first year as closer ended with a blown save in Game 4 of the American League Division Series against the Cleveland Indians, with the Yankees 4 outs from advancing to the next round of the postseason. Rivera allowed a game-tying home run to Sandy Alomar. The Yankees eventually lost that game and the next eliminated them from the postseason. Right, from 1998 until 2001. After spending 2 weeks on the disabled list with a groin strain during the opening month of the 1998 season, Rivera continued to establish himself as one of the Major League's best closers. Moreover, he became the central figure of a Yankees bullpen that supported middle relievers Jeff Nelson, Mike Stanton, and contributed to the team's late 1990s dynasty. That year, Rivera made the cutter one of his primary pitches and quickly became his signature, earning him a reputation for breaking hitters' bats with its sharp lateral movement. He saved 36 games and 41 opportunities and had a 1.91 ERA in the regular season. In the 1998 postseason, he pitched 13 and a half scoreless innings and saved 6 games, 3 of which came in the 1998 World Series against the San Diego Padres. Rivera's save in Game 4 of the series clinched the Yankees championship, capping off a season in which they won an MLB record 125 games combined in the regular and the postseason. By season's end, Rivera had allowed only 2 earned runs in 35 career postseason innings pitched, a 0.51 ERA, and by surpassing 30 innings pitched, he qualified for the Major League record for lowest postseason career ERA. It is a record he still holds after 141 innings pitched. In his salary arbitration case, during the offseason, Rivera was awarded a $4.25 million salary, a raise from $750,000 he was previously earning. In 1999, Rivera was selected for the All-Star team for a second time with 23 saves and a 2.29 ERA in the first half of the season. That summer, the Yankee Stadium scoreboard production staff began playing the song Enter Sandman by heavy metal band Metallica as Rivera's entrance music. Staff members selected the song after witnessing the previous year's World Series how enthusiastically San Diego fans reacted to closer Trevor Hoffman, entering games accomplished by AC/DC's Hell's Bells. Although Rivera was indifferent to his entrance music, Enter Sandman soon became as much a part of his identity as a closer as his cutter. After recording 3 blown saves and a 7.84 ERA in July, he allowed just one earned run over his last 30 appearances. He ended the season with a 1.83 ERA, 45 saves, and 49 opportunities, and his first time leading the major leagues in saves. He received the first American League Rolaids Relief Man Award, which was given annually to the league's best closer based on statistics. In the 1999 World Series against the Braves, Rivera recorded a win and 2 saves, the second of which clinched the Yankees championship title, his third overall for his performance against Atlanta. He received the World Series MVP award. Rivera finished 1999 by pitching 43 consecutive scoreless innings in the regular season and postseason combined, and he placed third in voting for the American League Cy Young Award. After the season, he revealed tentative plans to retire and become a minister after playing 4 more seasons, though he backed off these plans the following year. In the off-season, Rivera was denied a $9.25 million salary in arbitration, but was awarded a $7.25 million per year instead, which was at the time the highest arbitration award in baseball history. In the 2000 season, Rivera was selected as an All-Star with 21 saves and a 2.95 ERA in the first half. On July 8th, he saved 2 games, each played in a different ballpark, as part of a day-night doubleheader against the New York Mets at Chase Stadium and Yankee Stadium. He ended the season with 36 saves and 41 opportunities and a 2.85 ERA. In the postseason, Rivera saved 6 games, allowed 3 earned runs in 15 2/3 innings pitched, and broke 2 major league records. He eclipsed Dennis Eckersley's record for postseason saves with the 16th of his career, and he also broke Whitey Ford's record for consecutive scoreless innings pitched in postseason play, a streak that ended shortly thereafter at 33 1/3 innings. In the 2000 World Series against the Mets, Rivera clinched a championship for his team for the 3rd consecutive year. It was the 4th World Series title overall. By this point, he had established a reputation as an exceptional postseason performer. Journalist Jack Curry called him the infallible weapon and the greatest reason the Yankees were 3-time champions. With Rivera's contract to expire after 2001, the Yankees signed him to a 4-year, $39.99 million deal prior to the season, making the first long-term contract of his career. In 2001, he was selected for the All-Star team for a 3rd consecutive year. His final numbers included a 2.34 ERA, a closer career high of 80 2/3 innings pitched, and an MLB leading 50 saves and 57 opportunities, his second time leading the league. His saves total that year surpassed Dave Righetti's 46 saves in 1986, for the most by a Yankee pitcher in a single season, and made him just the 6th MLB pitcher to reach 50 saves in a single season. For his performance, Rivera earned his 2nd AL Rolaids Relief Man Award and finished 11th in voting for the MLB AL MVP award, despite having what sports writers deemed an aura of invincibility in the postseason. Rivera failed to close out the decisive Game 7 of the 2001 World Series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. In one of his most infamous moments, he blew the save in the ninth inning, in part due to his own throwing error, and later lost the series to the Yankees by allowing Luis Gonzalez's bloop single with the bases loaded to score the winning run. It was the first and only loss of Rivera's postseason career, and it snapped his record streak for 23 consecutive postseason saves converted. All right. Let me take a brief intermission here and take a commercial break with a sip of water. Okay, continuing on here now. 2002 through 2005. On May 9th, 2002, Rivera recorded his 225th career save, surpassing Dave Righetti as the Yankees' franchise leader in saves. Over the next few months of the season, injuries limited his playing time. He was first placed on the disabled list in June due to a groin strain. Though his first half numbers, which included a 1.47 ERA and 21 saves, earned him an all-star selection. In a game on July 14th, Rivera endured one of his worst outings, allowing 6 earned runs, including a walk-off grand slam. 1 week later, he was placed on the disabled list with a shoulder strain. Rivera was activated on August 8th after receiving a cortisone shot, but returned to the disabled list after a recurrence of shoulder tightness. For the season, Rivera recorded a 2.74 ERA, 28 saves, and 32 opportunities in just 46 innings pitched. To placate the Yankees' concerns about his durability, Rivera allowed a strength and conditioning program in the off-season instead of throwing. Torres said he would try to reduce Rivera's workload during the 2003 season to minimize the injury risk to his closer. However, Rivera suffered a groin injury before the season began, causing him to miss the first month. After returning on April 30th, he pitched well in the season's first half, saving 16 games and 17 opportunities. His save on June 13th against the St. Louis Cardinals secured his 300th career win for starter Roger Clemens. Rivera slumped early in the second half. Over one stretch, he blew 5 of 11 save opportunities, but he rebounded to convert his final 15 of the season. He finished the 2003 regular season with a new career best in ERA, 1.66, along with 40 saves and 46 opportunities. In the American League Championship Series against the archival Boston Red Sox, Rivera had one most memorable postseason performance of his career. In the decisive Game 7, he entered into the ninth inning with the score tied 5-5, and he pitched 3 scoreless innings, his longest outing since 1996. He became the winning pitcher after Aaron Boone hit an 11th inning walk-off home run that clinched the Yankees series victory and advanced them to the 2003 World Series. Rivera celebrated by running to the pitcher's mound and collapsing in joy to thank God as Boone rounded the bases and was met by his teammate at home plate. Rivera was named the American League Championship Series MVP for recording 2 saves and a win in the series. The Yankees lost the World Series to the Florida Marlins. Rivera saved 5 games and allowed only 1 earned run in 16 innings pitched that postseason. With a year remaining on his contract, Rivera signed a 2-year extension in March 2004 worth $21 million, with an option for a 3rd year. On May 28th, he reached 300 career saves, making him the 18th player to do so. He was selected to his 6th All-Star team with a .99 ERA and an AL record-setting 32 saves at the midseason break. Rivera's final numbers for the year included a 1.94 ERA and a career-high 53 saves and 55 opportunities. It was his third time leading the major leagues in saves, along with winning a third Rolaids Relief Man Award. He placed third in the American League Cy Young Award voting. Following the Yankees' victory in the American League Division Series against the Minnesota Twins, Rivera returned home to Panama to mourn two relatives who had died in an accident in his swimming pool. Despite his status being in doubt for the American League Championship Series against the Red Sox, he returned to New York for Game 1 after attending the funeral in Panama earlier in the day. He recorded a save that night as well as in Game 2. Although the Yankees led 3-0 in the series, Rivera blew saves in Game 4 and 5, and the Red Sox won both games in extra innings to avoid elimination. In Game 4, Boston's Dave Roberts pinch ran and stole second base against Rivera, eventually scoring on a single to tie the game. In Game 5, Rivera entered with a 1-run lead with runners on base and allowed a sacrifice fly to tie the score. Boston's comeback victories helped them become the first MLB team in MLB history to win the best-of-7 series, in which they trailed 3-0. Although he allowed just one earned run in the 2004 postseason, he blew 3 of 5 save opportunities in the series. Following a career high in appearances in 2004, Rivera did not throw during the offseason, unlike previous years. His 2005 season began on a low note after missing time in spring training with elbow bursitis. He blew his first 2 save opportunities of the season against the Red Sox, marking 4 consecutive blown opportunities against Boston dating back to the previous postseason. Fans at Yankee Stadium booed Rivera, and baseball journalists speculated in his days as a dominant pitcher were over. He was subsequently cheered by Red Sox fans during a pre-game introductions at Fenway Park the following week. In recognition of his struggles against the Red Sox, he responded to an ovation with a sense of humor by tipping his cap to the crowd. Rivera rebounded in dominating fashion. He pitched 23 consecutive scoreless innings, set a new career high by converting 31 consecutive save opportunities, and was selected to the All-Star team. Over the course of the season, he passed Rollie Fingers, Randy Myers, and Jeff Reardon on the MLB's all-time save list, moving into 5th place. Rivera finished 2005 with 43 saves in 47 opportunities and set new career bests in many statistical categories, including ERA with 1.38 and walks plus hits per inning pitched, or WHIP, with 0.87. Rivera limited opposing hitters to batting average of .177, then his best mark of his closer career. In addition to winning a 4th American League Rolaids Relief Man Award, he was voted by fans as the inaugural winner of the Delivery of the Man Year Award in the BBWAA's award voting. Rivera placed 2nd for the American League Cy Young Award behind starter Bartolo Colon, and 9th for the American League MVP Award, his best finishes for both awards. During the postseason, MLB announced the Latino Legends team, an all-time roster of Latino players voted the greatest by fans. Rivera was named the team's relief pitcher. All right, continuing on from 2006 through 2008, Rivera began 2006 with a 3.72 ERA and 2 losses in April, but his numbers improved in subsequent months. On June 6th, he saved his 391st career game, passing Dennis Eckersley for fourth most saves in Major League history. Rivera was selected to his third consecutive All-Star team with a 1.76 ERA and 19 saves entering the midseason. He saved the American League's comeback victory in the All-Star game for his third career All-Star save, tying him with Eckersley for the most ever. On July 16th, Rivera achieved another milestone by becoming the fourth MLB pitcher to reach 400 saves. In August, he guaranteed his $10.5 million contract option for 2007 by reaching 114 games finished over 2 years. Although a throwing elbow strain sidelined Rivera for most of September, he finished the 2006 season with 34 saves in 37 opportunities and an ERA of 1.80. His fourth consecutive season with a sub 2.00 ERA. For a second consecutive year, fans voted him for the Delivery Man of the Year. With his contract set to expire in 2007 season, Rivera sought an extension with Yankees during spring training. Team management declined to negotiate near the start of the season, prompting him to respond that he would not consider free agency at the end of the year. In April, Rivera blew his first 2 save opportunities, compiled 2 losses, and surrendered 9 earned runs in 7 2/3 innings pitched. Concerned sports writers attributed his struggles to infrequent use, as the Yankees presented him with few situations to enter a game. Rivera saved 30 of his next 32 opportunities and posted a 2.26 ERA over the 5 final months of the season. On July 14th, he passed John Franco for third place on the all-time saves list with his 425th career save. Still, Rivera finished 2007 with closer career worsts in earned runs 25, hits 68, and ERA 3.15, and his 30 saves and 34 opportunities were his second lowest total since 1997. After the Yankees were eliminated from the playoffs in the opening round, Rivera stated his intentions to test the free agent market. He initially indicated that his decision of where to sign would be influenced by whether longtime manager Joe Torre was re-signed. Although Torre did not return, Rivera remained with the Yankees by agreeing to a 3-year, $45 million contract, making him the highest-paid reliever in baseball history. Rivera rebounded in 2008 and began the year with 16 consecutive scoreless innings pitched and 28 consecutive save opportunities converted, both personal bests to start a season. His first half performance, highlighted by a 1.06 ERA and 23 saves in as many opportunities, garnered him as his 9th All-Star selection, leading up to the 2008 MLB All-Star Game, which was held at Yankee Stadium in the venue's final year of existence. Few sports writers proposed making Rivera the American League's starting pitcher as a tribute to him and his home ballpark. He instead was used as a reliever in the American League's extra inning win. In the final month of the season, he recorded 2 milestones on September 15th. He recorded his 479th save to pass Lee Smith for second all-time and regular season saves. On September 21st, in the final game at Yankee Stadium, Rivera threw the final pitch in the venue's history, retiring Brian Roberts of the Baltimore Orioles on a groundout. After the Yankees missed the postseason for the first time in his career, Rivera disclosed that he had suffered from shoulder pain throughout the year. Tests revealed calcification on the acromion joint in his throwing shoulder, for which he underwent minor arthroscopic surgery in the off-season. Rivera's 2008 season was one of his best individual years, along with a 1.40 ERA and 39 saves in 40 opportunities. He set career bests in multiple statistical categories, including WHIP with .67, on-base plus slugging, OPS against, .422 batting average against, and 1.65 save percentage, 97.5% walks, 6 earned runs, 11, and blown saves, 1. He averaged 9.81 strikeouts per 9 innings pitched, his best mark as a closer. He pitched with such control that his 12.83 strikeout to walk ratio made him the second MLB pitcher ever to record a figure that high in a season, minimum 50 innings pitched. He placed 5th in the American League Cy Young Award voting. Then we have 2009 through 2012. In his first 12 appearances of 2009, Rivera surrendered 4 home runs and had a 3.97 ERA, leading to speculation about his cutter's effectiveness and his shoulder's health at age 39. As the season progressed, his numbers improved and he reached a milestone on June 28th, becoming the second pitcher with 500 regular season saves. In the same game, while batting against fellow closer Francisco Rodriguez, he collected his first career run batted in by walking with the bases loaded. With 23 saves in 24 opportunities and a 2.43 ERA in the season's first half, Rivera was named an All-Star for the 10th time. His save in the All-Star game was his 4th career All-Star save, setting a new record. In the season's record half, Rivera allowed earned runs in only 2 of his final 40 appearances. While he set a new personal best for consecutive save opportunities converted with 36, he finished the regular season with a 1.76 ERA, 44 saves in 46 opportunities, and a .90 WHIP. In the postseason, he pitched 16 innings, allowing 1 earned run and saving 5 games, and clinched the Yankees' victory in the 2009 World Series against the Philadelphia Phillies, his 5th championship. He was the only closer who did not record a loss or blown save that postseason. Rivera collected several awards at season's end, including his 3rd Delivery Man Award, his 5th American League Rolaids Relief Man Award, and the 2009 Sporting Fans Pro Athlete of the Year Award. Reflecting on the decades, and ESPN.com's Jerry Kransnick called Rivera the most valuable major league pitcher of the previous 10 years. In 2010, Rivera and 2 of his core 4 teammates, Derek Jeter and Jorge Posada, became the first trio in any of the 4 major sports leagues in North America, MLB, NFL, NBA, or NHL, to play together on the same team for 16 consecutive seasons. In May, Rivera blew a save to snap a personal streak of 51 consecutive save opportunities converted at home, tying him with Eric Gagne for the MLB record at the time. Rivera had one of his best halves, compiling a 1.05 ERA, 20 saves in 22 opportunities, and a .64 WHIP before the All-Star break. And in June, he set a personal best streak with 24 consecutive batters retired. He earned an 11th All-Star selection, but withdrew from the game due to lingering oblique and knee injuries. In the second half, he was less effective. He struck out batters half as often, and in September, he compiled 3 blown saves and a 4.76 ERA. Rivera ended 2010 with a 1.80 ERA, a .83 WHIP, and numbers that were among his career best. though his 33 saves and 38 opportunities is a 6.7 and 6.75 strikeouts per 9 innings ratio were below his average. In postseason, he pitched 6 1/3 scoreless innings while saving games. After becoming a free agent in the offseason, he agreed to a 2-year, $30 million contract to remain with the Yankees. That same season, Trevor Hoffman retired as the all-time regular season saves leader with a final total of 601, leaving Rivera as the active leader in saves, 42 behind Hoffman's record to start 2011. Rivera's season was marked by several milestones. He broke the all-time record for games finished, and in May became the 15th pitcher to make 1,000 appearances and the first to do so with a single team. He was named an All-Star for the 12th time with a 1.85 ERA and 22 saves and 26 opportunities at the midseason break. But for the second consecutive year, he skipped the game to rest injuries. His pursuit for saves record reached a climax in the final month of the season. On September 13th, he collected his 600th save, making him just the second pitcher to accomplish the feat. 4 days later, he saved his 601st game, tying him with Hoffman for the most in MLB history. And Rivera broke the record on September 19th at Yankee Stadium by closing out a 6-4 win against the Twins, the final out a strikeout of Chris Parmelee. After the game, Panamanian president Ricardo Martinelli called him to offer his congratulations. Rivera finished the season with a 1.91 ERA, a .90 whip, and 44 saves and 49 opportunities, making him the first pitcher over the age of 40 to save at least 40 games in a season. In the offseason, he underwent throat surgery to remove polyps from his vocal cords. Rivera began the 2012 season by blowing a save on opening day, but followed it with 8 scoreless innings and 5 saves for the remainder of April. After just 9 appearances, his season was prematurely ended by a freak injury. Prior to a May 3rd game against the Kansas City Royals, Rivera's right knee buckled on the field's warming track while shagging balls during batting practice, causing him to tear his right anterior cruciate ligament, basically his ACL. Speculation grew that the injury would end his career, as he had hinted at retirement during spring training. Rivera put those concerns to rest the following day when he announced his intentions to return, saying, "Write it down in big letters. I'm not going down like this." He successfully underwent ACL reconstructive surgery on June 12th, while his meniscus, previously thought to have been damaged, did not need to be replaced. Rafael Soriano filled in as closer in Rivera's absence and saved 42 games in 46 appearances. Rivera signed a 1-year, $10 million contract in the offseason to remain with the team. So in 2013, after successfully rehabilitating his knee in the offseason, the 43-year-old Rivera announced on March 9th, 2013 that he would retire after the 2013 season, his 19th in the major leagues. Throughout his final year, Rivera spent time during visits to each ballpark, meeting privately with fans and unsung team employees to hear their stories and thank them for supporting baseball. He explained, "It was important for me to meet the people who make baseball what it is, the people who work in the game every day. They have given me far more than I have given them." Each opposing team returned the favor by honoring Rivera with a gift during his final visit to their city. In Cleveland, the Indians teamed up with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to present Rivera with a gold record of his entrance song, "Enter Sandman." The Minnesota Twins commissioned a rocking chair made of broken bats, many broken personally by Rivera's cutter, called the Chair of Broken Dreams. The rival Boston Red Sox gave him a painting and several artifacts from Fenway Park. Many teams made donations to the Mariano Rivera Foundation, the pitcher's charitable organization. Corporate sponsors of the Yankees paid tribute as well. Delta Airlines dedicated a Boeing 757 airplane with Rivera's signature and uniform number on the exterior, while Hard Rock Cafe retired Enter Sandman song from its song system at all locations except for its Yankee Stadium restaurant. Rivera's 10 saves in 10 opportunities in April were his highest total for the opening month of a season. He converted his first 18 save attempts of the season until blowing a save against the Mets on May 28th. It was the first time that he blew a save and lost a game without recording an out. Rivera entered the mid-season break with 30 saves and 32 opportunities and a 1.83 ERA, and he was named an All-Star for the 13th time in his career, the second most All-Star selections for a pitcher behind Warren Spann's 17. During the All-Star game at Citi Field in New York, Rivera was called upon to pitch in the 8th inning for his final All-Star appearance. As he trotted onto the field, players from both teams remained near the dugouts and joined fans in giving Rivera a standing ovation as he stood alone on the field. Rivera retired all 3 batters he faced, preserving his 0.00 career ERA in all All-Star games. He was named the All-Star Game MVP, making him the first reliever selected on an All-Star team to ever receive the award, as well as the first pitcher since Pedro Martinez in 1999, and the second Yankee ever after Derek Jeter in 2000. He became the first MLB player to be named the MVP of a World Series, League Championship Series, and All-Star Game. Rivera's performance dipped in the second half of the season as he blew 5 save opportunities in the last 2 months, including 3 consecutive chances for first time in his career. In a Fox Sports documentary chronicling his final season, entitled Being Mariano Rivera, said his farewell to baseball had mentally and physically drained him, that by September he had no desire left for the sport. On September 22nd, 2013, a day that Mayor of New York City's Michael Bloomberg declared Mariano Rivera Day. The Yankees held a 50-minute pregame tribute to Rivera at Yankee Stadium, a ceremony attended by former teammates, Yankee staff, and members of Jackie Robinson's family. Rivera's number 42 was retired by the team, making him the first active Yankee to receive that honor. Metallica performed Enter Sandman live as he walked onto the field during the festivities. The team presented a video montage of several gifts to Rivera before he addressed the crowd to offer his thanks. 4 days later, against the Tampa Bay Rays, he pitched the final game of his career before a home crowd at Yankee Stadium, entering in the 8th inning to a pre-recorded introduction by late Yankees public address announcer Bob Shepard. Rivera pitched 1 of the 3rd innings without allowing a base runner. In the 9th inning, after retiring Yunel Escobar on a pop fly for the 2nd out, Rivera was removed from the game with permission from the umpires. Yankees manager Joe Girardi ceremonially delegated the substitution duty to Rivera's longtime teammate Andy Pettitte and Derek Jeter after they reached the mound to make the pitching change. The normally reserved Rivera tearfully embraced his teammates for nearly a minute, walking off the field to a standing ovation from fans and players. He saluted the crowd and then took a curtain call. After the game, he visited the mound for a final time and grabbed a handful of dirt as a memento. Rivera finished his final season with a 2.11 ERA, 1.05 whip, and 44 saves in 51 opportunities, earning him the American League Comeback Player of the Year award, among several awards. During the World Series, he was honored as the 13th recipient of the Commissioner's Historic Achievement Award for his accomplishment, career, and for being a great ambassador of the game. Sorry, Donald. I just fell asleep in the bathroom at work. Riviera was a good movie. All right, almost done. We got a few more sections to go here in our fun-filled Mariano Rivera biography. All right. So, for his player profile, his pitching style, Rivera's signature pitch was a cut fastball or cutter, which exhibited lateral movement towards his left-handed hitters similar to that of a slider, but with the velocity of a fastball. The sharp, late movement of Rivera's cutter prevented him from making contact with the ball on the sweet spot of their bats, leading them to not only making weak contact on batted balls, but also frequently breaking their bats. According to a tally by columnist Buster Onley, Rivera broke 44 bats during the 2001 regular season. Chipper Jones, who once witnessed teammate Ryan Klesko break 3 bats in one plate appearance against Rivera in the 1999 World Series, called the pitch a buzzsaw. Rivera's long fingers and loose wrist allowed him to impart more spin on the ball, contributing to the pitch's movement. Describing his grip of the cutter, he said, "It's really a four-seam fastball with pressure on the middle finger. By adjusting the pressure that he applied to the ball with his fingertips, he could vary the pitch's movement. One of the keys to his cutter grip was bending his thumb and the knuckle and tucking it in under the ball so that the nail aligned with his middle finger. This position prevented his thumb pad from impeding the spin of the ball as it left the hand." Rivera threw four-seam and two-seam fastballs as complementary pitches, but primarily used his cutter. According to Baseball Statistics website, Fangraphs, 83.3% of his pitches in 2010 were cutters. All 3 pitches typically reached a velocity in low to mid-90s. Early in his major league career, Rivera was a power pitcher who relied on an overpowering four-seam fastball that topped out at 96 miles per hour to retire hitters. By enticing them to swing and miss at pitches in high in the strike zone, he accumulated strikeouts at a high rate. Rivera altered his pitching style after accidentally discovering the cutter. One day in June 1997, during one of his daily warm-up tosses with teammate Ramiro Mendoza, Rivera noticed that his fastballs were moving sharply and unpredictably, a problem that began to occur in games as well. After unsuccessfully spending a month to try to eliminate the movement, Rivera relented and incorporated the cutter into his pitching repertoire, making it one of his primary pitches in 1998. When he asked about the pitch's origin, he explained, "It was just from God. I didn't do anything. It was natural." As he came to rely on the cutter, Rivera began to record more outs on batted balls. Consequently, his strikeout rate decreased in subsequent years, dropping from 10.87 per 9 innings in 1996 to 5.3 in 1998. But at the benefit of more efficiency, his pitches per inning rate dropped from 18.7 in 1995 to 14.9 in 1998. Rivera credited his improved efficiency and consequent longevity in baseball to his longtime pitching coach, Mel Stottlemyre. Rivera had an impeccable ability to accurately locate pitches and consistently throw strikes, particularly on the inside and outside edges of the strike zone. This strength offset his reliance on one pitch and hitters' anticipation of it. His former catcher, Joe Girardi, said he was so easy to catch because he always put the ball right there. I don't think there's ever been a pitcher that great who was so easy to catch. Rivera's 4.10 career strikeouts to walk ratio in the regular season ranks 14th best in MLB history. His control was a byproduct of his smooth, easily repeated pitching motion, which some opposing hitters found to be deceptive. One such player, Darren Fletcher, said in 1999 that Rivera almost kind of lulls you to sleep with his delivery. It gives you a false sense of security, and then the ball is on you and exploding. Although switch hitters usually bat left-handed against right-handed pitchers to better see the ball's release point, switch hitters occasionally batted right-handed when facing the right-handed Rivera to avoid being jammed by their hands by his cutter. Similarly, some managers, such as Bruce Bochy in the 1998 World Series, sent right-handed batters to pinch hit for left-handers against Rivera, thinking that the cutter would be more difficult for lefties to hit. Opposing hitters occasionally chose to face Rivera back with backups or batting practice bats, rather than risk breaking their best ones against his cutter. Rivera was considered one exceptional athlete, distinguished by his slender physique and durability. His propensity to shag balls during batting practice convinced scouts he could be a top American League center fielder. Only Olney compared Rivera's regimen of physical preparation and guidelines for staying healthy to Satchel Paige's rules for staying young. Former teammate Alex Rodriguez expressed amazement at Rivera's athleticism and claimed that the pitcher completed a 35-inch vertical jump in Yankees training camp at age 41. As far as his personality, Rivera exhibited a reserved demeanor on the field that contrasted with the emotional, demonstrative temperament of many of his peers. Hall of Famer closer Goose Gossage said that Rivera's composure under stress gave him the appearance of having ice water in his veins. Commenting on his ability to remain focused in pressure situations, Rivera, when you start thinking, a lot of things will happen. If you don't control your emotions will control your acts, and that's not good. His ability to compartmentalize his success and failures impressed fellow reliever Joba Chamberlain, who said, "He's won and lost some of the biggest games in history of baseball, and he's no worse for the wear when he gives up a home run." Rivera explained the need to quickly forget bad performances, saying, "The game that you're going to play tomorrow is not going to be the same game you just played." Derek Jeter called him the most mentally tough teammate with whom he had ever played. During his playing career, Rivera was regarded as a team leader with the Yankees organization, often mentoring young pitchers and counseling teammates. He had a team-first mindset and deferred most discussions about individual accolades to team goals than his teammates, praising them for making his presence in games possible. When asked to describe his job, Rivera once put it simply, "I get the ball, I throw the ball, and then I take a shower." All right. Then as far as his personal life, Rivera and his wife, Clara, have known each other since elementary school, and they were married on November 9th, 1991. They had 3 sons, Mariano III, Japhet, and Jaziel. The family lived in Panama until 2000 when they relocated to Westchester County, New York. As of January 2019, Rivera resides in Rye, New York. Mariano III pitched for Iona College in New Rochelle, not far from his home. He was drafted by the Yankees with the 872nd pick in the 2014 MLB draft, but decided to return to Iona for his junior year. In the following year's draft, Mariano III was selected by the Washington Nationals in the 4th round with the 134th overall pick. Over the course of his professional career, Rivera learned English beginning in 1991 with the Greensboro Hornets, when he realized none of his teammates spoke his native Spanish. He is now a proponent of Latino players learning English and of American press members learning Spanish to bridge the cultural gap. He encouraged immigrants to the United States to make learning English their top priority. Rivera became a naturalized citizen of the United States in October of 2015 and was recognized as an outstanding American by choice during the ceremony. In February 2019, a Panamanian woman accused Rivera of failing to financially support her 2 children, a boy and a girl then aged 11 and 15, that Rivera had allegedly fathered out of wedlock. 5 lawsuits were filed in his native country demanding child support that he allegedly stopped paying 2 years earlier. He called the demands unfounded. Religion and philanthropy. Rivera is a devout Christian. During his childhood, neither he nor his family attended church, but after a born-again experience around the age of 21, Rivera became religious and converted from Catholicism to a Pentecostal faith. His parents followed his lead after seeing the difference it made in him. Rivera believes that God has a reason for everything that happens. For example, he found his failure in Game 7 of the 2001 World Series easier to deal with when he learned of the consequences it had for teammate Enrique Wilson. Had the Yankees won the series, Wilson would have remained in New York, but the championship parade and would have departed for his native Dominican Republic on American Airlines Flight 587, which crashed shortly after takeoff and killed 260 people aboard. Rivera told Wilson, "I am glad we lost the World Series because it means that I still have a friend." Rivera's pitching glove was inscribed with Philippians 4:13. That's what he's got on his Topps 2020 project card here. In reference to the Bible verse in Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Rivera is involved with philanthropic efforts in several countries. The Mariano Rivera Foundation, a 501c3 organization established in July of 1998, helps provide underprivileged children with an education, distributing more than $500,000 annually in the U.S. and Rivera's native Panama through church-based institutions. His contributions in Panama include building an elementary school, providing Christmas gifts to children, and developing a program that provides computer access and adult mentors to youth. In addition to funding church startups in Panama, Mexico, the Dominican Republic, California, and Florida, Rivera opened a church in New Rochelle in March 2014 that his foundation renovated at a cost of $3 million. The church, named Refugio de Esperanza, Refuge of Hope, has wife Clara as its pastor and hosts a Pentecostal congregation that previously met at the Rivera home. For years, the Mariano Rivera Foundation was a private institution, but during his final baseball season in 2013, Many teams wanted to commemorate the pitcher by donating to his foundation. As a result, he formed a public version of it. Naomi Grande has appointed executive director and works out of their headquarters in Stanton, Delaware. Since retiring from baseball, Rivera has dedicated himself to philanthropy and his churches. In 2014, he and Clara created a scholarship in their names that they have awarded to students at the local college of New Rochelle. Recently, Rivera organized an annual charity golf tournament that benefits White Plains Hospital and his foundation. He also holds multiple events annually in Delaware, including giveaways of backpacks with school supplies to children, distribution of turkey dinners during the holiday season, and the Mariano Rivera Foundation 5K and Kids Run. In 2012, the Giving Back Fund estimated that Rivera donated $627,500 to charity in 2010, ranking him as the 25th most generous celebrity on a list that the fund compiled. He won the 2013 Marvin Miller Man of the Year Award, in which given to the MLB player who inspires others through his on-field performances and contributions to his community. Right? Cardinals fan 1990s in the house. All right. We're almost finished here. We've got his business interests and endorsements. Rivera was an investor in 2 New York area restaurants, Clubhouse Grill, which opened in New Rochelle in 2006 as Moe's New York Grill, and Ciro's, which opened in Manhattan in 2012. Both restaurants have since closed. In 2015, he opened a Toyota and Scion car dealership in Mount Kisco, New York. The business is attempting to expand to Port Jefferson Station, New York, by purchasing an existing dealership. Rivera has been a celebrity spokesman for several companies, including Nike Sports Apparel, Canelli, a premium men's clothing company, as their first athletic spokesman, the New York Acura dealers, the Skechers Footwear, and the Hartford Financial Services Group. Rivera donated all his earnings from the Endorsements. In June 2019, a partnership between Rivera and e-commerce website eBay was announced. According to eBay, the company created a collection of Rivera-centric sports memorabilia that included 42 game-used and personal items donated by him for auction to benefit his foundation. A 2011 list by the marketing firm Nielsen ranked him as the second most marketable player in baseball, behind only Derek Jeter. The list accounted for personal attributes such as sincerity, approachability, experience, and influence. Based on sales figures from Majestic Athletic, Rivera had the 18th best-selling MLB jersey in 2011 and the top-selling jersey in the second half of 2013. He earned approximately $169.5 million in salary during his baseball career, 10% of which he donated to his foundation after baseball. Rivera joined the Washington Speakers Bureau in July 2019 as a paid speaker. Mariano Rivera have a son, Mariano Rivera III? Yes, he does. That's his son. That is his son. Yep. Thanks there, Cardinals fan. Yeah, I mentioned that a little bit earlier in the biography here. One last section to go here, and then we'll be done. He is involved in politics a little bit. Rivera is a supporter of Israel as a Jewish state. In 2013, the New York Board of Rabbis, NYBR, named him their Man of the Year. The organization helped facilitate trips to Israel in 2015 and 2018, in which Rivera participated. The latter trip included a visit to Alon, an Israel Defense Forces base that was arranged by the Friends of Israel Defense Forces, and Rivera attended the Christians United for Israel conference in July of 2019. Rivera served on the Opioid and Drug Abuse Commission formed by U.S. President Donald Trump in March of 2017. Following May, Rivera was nominated to co-chair the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition. In August of 2018, he co-hosted a fundraiser dinner for the America First Action PAC with Donald Trump and Kimberly Guilfoyle in response to a Daily Beast article criticizing his politics. Rivera defended himself and affirmed his support for President Trump, saying, "I respect him. I respect what he does. I believe that he's doing the best for the United States of America." Rivera said their friendship predated Trump's presidency and that he would not turn his back on Trump. So there you have it, the Mariano Rivera biography. And now I'll just take a moment before I do finish things off here, and we will go over the baseball cards that I have here for him real quickly. Then we will end the stream for today. All right. We'll give you a heads up this Thursday. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a stream for sure. If I do, it most likely will be later in the afternoon or the evening. My wife's got an appointment. She has to have a test done and then has a cardiologist appointment right after her test is done to just check the status on my wife's heart. She's doing well. This is just her annual checkup and stuff, but we hope that everything goes well with the testing there for her. So that's why I will not be doing a live stream on Thursday morning, but we'll probably do one later in the day that day. Okay? So without further ado here, let's get into the baseball cards I have on display here. Viva la Palestine! All right, so we do have these. I'll go over these two cards first. The Mariano Rivera card from the 2020 Topps Archives. This is two cards he's got in there. That, well, there might be some other ones, but these are the two that I have so far. This is the base card, card number 10 in the set. And then I have the short print, card number 312. All right. Mr. Sandman, just like we talked about in his biography and stuff. Mr. Sandman says Mariano couldn't have cared less what his walk-up music was. He came up in 1995, allowing Yankee Stadium staffers to choose the tunes. They experimented with several until 1999 when they hit upon Metallica's class rock anthem, Enter Sandman. The choice struck as Rivera's nickname because, like the folklore character, he put teams to sleep en route to a record of 652 saves. So there we have it. Those two cards there for 2020 Topps Archives. All right. Almost forgot about this until Chuck mentioned this one. The Project 2020 card. Mariano Rivera. Jesus Saves with a baseball bat. Just Dawn. Front and back of this card. All the Topps 2020 cards are encapsulated into a one-touch. All right. And then I will go through some of his cards here. These are in order. They're just in numerical sequence. So that way I know there's no duplicates per se in here. All right. So these are just different cards that I have of Mariano Rivera. And we'll just go through these real quick. This Topps Archetypes. Mariano Rivera, this one I believe is 2015. And then we got Masters of the Game, Mariano Rivera. Postseason Preeminence from 1999. Topps Chrome, or Topps Finest. Then we've got a Bowman's Best, Mariano Rivera. And again, he spent his all 19 years of his career with the New York Yankees. So this is a Mariano Rivera Bowman. Topps Stadium Chrome, Mariano Rivera. Donruss Studios. Ultra Fleer. Leaf product. Upper Deck Vintage, Mariano Rivera. Another Upper Deck, Mariano Rivera. World Series highlight card for Mariano Rivera. Ooh, these are just like the ones from the... This is the original, though. This is the 2001 cards. Okay. Or 2002 cards. That's weird. It's got copyright on the back. 2001. 2002 set. And then a Topps Stadium Club, Mariano Rivera. A 50 Years of Baseball, Mariano Rivera. It should be a 2001. All right. And then an Upper Deck, Mariano Rivera. So those are just some of the cards that I have of Hall of Famer Mariano Rivera, including the Project 2020 card and the two Topps 2020 Archives cards. So hopefully you all enjoyed that. I know we had a high, I think we had 7 or 8 people watching at one time when I glanced up and saw the numbers on the screen. So hopefully you all enjoyed this. I could hear the emergency vehicles. I didn't know for sure if they were in our neighborhood or not. I just wanted to take a quick peek there. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and end things up here. Turn my camera around like I usually do in normal fashion. Sorry, let me take a sip of water real quick. All right, let me turn my camera around. This has been Donald Blomdahl. I got my throwback Mariners hat on. Donald Blomdahl, Hall of Fame veteran, sports cards and collectibles. Having been with you live from Arlington, Washington. Why is that square not full? Must have hit the wrong setting on my phone somewhere. But that's okay. All right. So hopefully you enjoyed our biography for today for Mariano Rivera. And other than that, Kevin's card collecting and more. Bye, Donald. See you later. No problem, Kevin. Thanks for popping in here. I know you were probably at work watching in the background mode. So take care. We will see you around the channels. Tomorrow we will go into our, what do we got tomorrow? Make sure I get the right set here. 2007 top set tomorrow. We'll be done. Thanks there, Chuck. Very good bio for Mariano Rivera. But we're going to do the 2007 baseball card set tomorrow. Hopefully you all will enjoy that as my next in my series of Topps baseball card sets. All right, getting closer to ending the series. Once we get up to 2020. So we're going to be doing 2007 tomorrow. So other than that, again, as usual, for trivia and stuff like that, wearing my Edgar, Randy, Ichiro, and Ken Griffey Jr., my Seattle Mariner Hall of Famers t-shirt, and my throwback Seattle Mariners hat. All right. So other than that, you all have a great and wonderful day. Lord bless you all, and take care, and we will see you all around the channels. Thanks for everybody being here today. Bye now. and take care. Let me turn the camera around real quick. Leave you on my party note here with Mariano Rivera in the background. So take care, Lord bless you, and we will see you all again tomorrow. Bye now.